For those of you that are having trouble with coding using your Code Manager software, you need to go to one of your browsers, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, whichever one you use. Type in AMA Store in the search bar. Go right here to sign in at the top. Type in your username and password, click sign in. Go to your account, scroll down to where it says Access Online Coding Subscriptions. Click on the Code Manager Online Elite. You have your CPT book, your ICD-9, your ICD-10. Let's look at your CPT first. Go to CPT. You notice you have index there. We never code directly from the index, but that's always where we start. So you go CPT index. And let's say we're doing a laparoscopic appendectomy. So we'll wait for this to load. And then we'll scroll to the bottom. You have index, and then you have your ABCs. We're going to find our A. And again, your instructions are on that very first page there if you forget what you're doing. You can scroll down till you find appendectomy. You can alternatively use Control F and start typing appendectomy, and it'll take you to that section. Getting closer. Okay, here's our appendectomy. Then we have two types. We have the excision, and we have laparoscopic. We're doing a laparoscopic procedure, so we're going to click right here on 44970. It's going to take us to this section. We're going to read all of the information and then select the correct code. Okay, now let's look at the procedure for the ICD-9. Got IC9 and index. We want to be in our alphabetic index to diseases. And let's say we are looking up tonsillitis, strep throat. So we have infection, infection, infected, infective. It says C, condition. So let's see if we can find it under strep throat. And we may have to try tonsillitis. Okay, so we have streptococcus, streptococcal, let's try tonsillitis. T-O-N. Tonsil, tonsillitis. Here we go. View sub-entries. Streptococcal 034.0. And this tells us we have to use an additional digit. So streptococcal, sore throat. This includes septic sore throat with chest pain, with laryngitis, pharyngitis, or tonsillitis. If we had scarlet fever, we would use 1 instead of 0. But we don't. We just have tonsillitis, so that gives us the correct code. Let's look up in the ICD-10. We're going to go to the side under library. We have the table of contents, ICD-10. We're going to go to diseases and injuries. Now here let's look up a foreign body in the nostril. Now the problem is not that we have a nose. The problem is that we have a foreign body. So let's go to F for foreign body. And again, you can scroll down until you get to foreign body, or you can do Control F and start typing in foreign body. Scroll down here, we go to foreign body, and it says see subterms. Excuse me. Now our foreign body is not with laceration or puncture wound. It wasn't left following a procedure or a cardiac cath. It hasn't caused a problem. It's not from an endoscopy or immunizations or an infusion or injection, kidney dialysis, packing, puncture, specified procedure, surgical operation, or transfusion. Now we start getting into by sight. So we're not in the digestive system, and we did enter through an orifice. So we need to find it entering through an orifice, and we need to scroll down until we find our ends, and it is in a nostril, so that's T17.1. Click T17.1. T17.1, we have to the left a red plus sign that lets us know we have to use additional digits. This is our first initial encounter, so we're going to use T17.1, placeholder, 7th digit to indicate the encounter is A. If it was a subsequent encounter, we would have D in our 7th position, and if it was sequela, we would have S. Anytime you have a 7th position and you do not have that 5th and 6th character, you have to put placeholders. So hopefully this will clarify some of the problems that y'all are having. I want you to remember that you have guidelines in each of these sections. If you go here to your documents, go to library, ICD-10, you have guidelines here. Same thing for ICD-9. You have your code guidelines here. For CPT, you also have your guidelines. If you try to code without using your guidelines, it's like going to another country, say England, and trying to drive without knowing that you're driving on the wrong side of the road. You're not going to be successful. So you need to make sure that you read your guidelines for every situation.